Hey, it's Tay, and welcome back to another episode of Say More from Both Sides. Today is episode 8, where we will be discussing the family blueprints and our family backgrounds and our family dynamics. And with that, family dynamics often include the patterns of interactions, communication, roles, and behaviors in the families, which can lead to the formation and foundation of how we function and interact with each other. This can be someone's start to their deepest wounds, while others have several highlighted moments. Everyone comes from different backgrounds, different parenting styles, different beliefs, and much more. Our foundation and upbringing often influences our future life decisions. And no family is perfect, nobody is perfect, but there is often some dysfunction within the mix. So, with that, does every family have dysfunction, and are some more quiet than others?
I think every family has dysfunction. Um, I feel like it's just depends on how they handle it. I feel like most the ones who are like loud and out in the open and don't really care how anyone thinks, it's a little bit more chaotic. Um, Everybody knows their business, including the people probably that live on the same block as them. And like they just don't care. It's just like it is what it is. This is my family, and I mean, that's really it. I feel like the ones who keep it quiet are like politicians, pastors. Um, I feel like they handle it behind closed doors, but they don't really necessarily address it, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then, too, I just feel like families, a lot of the times, all that dysfunction comes from trauma, from families, grandma, uncles, daddies, mamas. Um, it's chaotic. Sometimes it just leads to favoritism, which leads to sibling rivalry, to where the sister and brother are into it because they feel like, oh, well, mom cares about this sibling more than this one, or whatever the case may be. And then sometimes it's dysfunctional because everybody wants to put all those problems in on the older sibling. I feel like the older sibling, whether you're a girl or a boy, is like you're always the second parent in the family, um, to the kids and to the adults. So, yeah, it's just a lot of dysfunction. I feel like every family has it, it's just different types.
Yeah, that's facts. I totally agree. Every family definitely has dysfunction because, like we said, ain't nobody perfect. Nor is everyone always right either. So, situations and issues will always arise. But I do think that the dysfunction comes from like the different responses to those situations sometimes as well. So it's not always handled the same. And this can possibly like influence us in our adulthood or growing years on how we individually handle things as well. We either like take the same route or a different one. It just depends. And some families are very loud with their dysfunction, while others are either silent or they just try to keep it like just low key, like like they like that they have issues, but the issues not gonna be out there. Um, and just like how we say, like everyone don't need to know everything about us individually. I think that's also an application to some families on why they keep it low. Just everybody don't need to know the family business for real. And I know, like in my circle, I have some people had some people who kind of like drama in general, who kind of like, the tea, trying to figure out everything. And they often want me to spill my tea. But honestly, I don't really have family tea like that. And if I did, honestly, I'm only telling you because, You've been around the family for years. You know everybody and everybody know you. So other than that, like it really just don't be nothing else to tell for real. Like I'll just like if it's an issue or something, I'll tell what I feel is okay to tell to people. But also on the other side, some people are very like internet and very gossipy, and some people are just like mean hearted, and they just want to say everything like for attention or just for the drama effect and things like that. So yeah, I think some are silent, some are loud. Every family has dysfunction. And like you said, due to like trauma and even like misunderstandings, favoritism, jealousy, and even some people just want everybody to feel some type of chaos just because they going through it.
Yes,
And
or feel
things
sorry
like
for
that.
them all the time. And it's just like, okay,
Exactly.
what are you going to do about it?
Right.
Like,
Right. Because we all got to keep pushing forward. So,
yeah,
like, how you gonna handle it? You know.
yeah. How does my family background shape me? How did it get me to this point in my life?
So for me, I grew up in a two-parent household. My parents have been married my whole life. They just celebrated their 32nd marriage anniversary.
Period.
What on the 23rd, July 23rd. Shout out to them. So with that, I'm just used to witnessing like continuous love, continuous support, stability, and I witness partnership. I do have two brothers. One is not my older brother is my dad's. He was married before and had a child, him. And then me and my younger brother had the same mom and dad, so we grew up in the same household, always together, things like that. So with that, also I seen like the maturity and boundary set between all three parents, um, the closeness and acceptance um, of my brother, and with us as a family as well. The only thing, my older brother wasn't really around like that, so sometimes I I think I didn't get like that big brother feel. Like how they say big brother's supposed to show you ain't shit niggas and stuff like that, or just be a big brother. I didn't have that big brother, but I knew who my big brother was. Um, and then just me being the only girl, so I think kind of I wasn't really used to sharing anything, and that kind of affected me. Like at Eastern when I had a roommate, because my roommate was a twin sister, so they shared everything, and I wasn't used to that. Um, and just always like being the oldest in the room. So like my older brother wasn't around, so me and my younger brother, we'd be at camps and stuff like that. Or my parents are out of town and we with my grandparents, or they drop us off in Chicago for a week or two while they on vacation. Watch out for your brother, da 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 da. But even not that, like my younger cousins, I had to look out for them because my older cousins, it's a big gap, so I couldn't hang with the big kids, and so it was just with the younger kids, and just always had to look out. If anything happened, I would be the first one kind of getting blamed or taking, responsibility because, you know, I'm the oldest in the room. Um, and I think that kind of shaped me into like maybe trying to like do everything the right way, maybe. I don't know. Or maybe that even helped me kind of my desires of like maybe wanting kids as well, just because I always had to look out for the younger people. I don't know. But, anyways, my parents, they were regular parents. They were not strict, but definitely had some rules. They were present and attentive and caring. Um, we did get what we wanted, but we definitely had to like work for what we wanted. But we weren't like bad kids, but we were definitely disciplined as needed for sure. I think we were disciplined in different ways than most people. Like, yeah, we got like spanked and, popped in the mouth for talking back. But also, like, my parents, we would do like math books, reading books. We had to write paragraphs, comprehension and telling my parents what we read and things like that. So we had to do stuff like that. And I wasn't rebellious, but like I said, I was a regular kid. I had my moments. But all in all, I think to get to this moment in my life, like my parents have just always been supportive, helpful, prayerful, encouraging, loving, and right. My parents had never really steered me wrong, although there was moments, I had to learn a lot by myself, but they never steered me wrong. They molded me to keep my priorities in order and handle myself first, while of course, can still care and be there for other people. I think with my family background also, I have more positive insights, outlook on certain things that maybe my peers don't. Like I'm still positive and hopeful on like marriage because I come from that. Um, and some people give me the advice on like don't date nobody with kids because I don't have any. Of course, I think about shit. I keep shit in the back of my mind, but I also see how that should be handled maturely with adults, and keeping the peace in the house, setting boundaries, um, and also like growing up in church and just being active in the community, even in the church community, but outside church, like with sports and stuff. Just keeping busy, helping me, stay busy now. I always have to do something because I don't want to feel like I'm not doing anything or like I don't like to get that lazy feeling. But also with my faith, it just helped me grow into my faith and just be who I am today.
Okay. I feel like my family background always taught me to like survive, and just like understand like you need to get out here and do it on your own. Nobody's really gonna come and save you. Um, and I also feel like it taught me always to be 10 steps ahead of somebody, good or bad. When stuff hits the fan or when bad stuff starts happening, or if I feel like somebody's playing in my face, I always feel like I'm always 10 steps ahead, whether a person thinks so or not. I'm always 10 steps ahead. I don't let nobody get a up on me. And I just feel like that's because a lot of stuff happened and I just felt unprepared, or I felt like, I don't know, I just felt some type of way about it. So I don't let nobody get that up on me. They think they do, and then I just be like, no. I feel like it just shaped me to be really independent. I really don't ask anybody for anything, or like I pretty much do everything on my own. I mean, I'll ask for help, but I pretty much handle everything on my own. And it also taught me how to just learn how to handle relationships and conflicts, learn how to understand that sometimes, even though you're family, you got to let them go. Um, and to not let people constantly run over you and, let them say whatever they want to say to you. Because I went through a lot of that too. Like, even growing up, like, a lot of stuff was said that shouldn't be said. I don't know. I just feel like it just shaped me to understand that a lot of things that growing up that I thought was normal, and then looking at everybody else and how they grew up, it wasn't normal. So, and my mom pretty much raised us. My dad was around, but he was around when he kind of wanted to be around. And I would mainly be at my grandma's house anyway. And then when my stepdad was around, though. He was around because they were together for like a really, really long time. Like, because my stepdad and my mom went to prom together. So, like, he's been around, he's helped a lot. So, I can't say. At one point in time, we did grow up in a two-parent household. So, I can't just sit and say that, oh, we just been. But majority of my childhood, my mom pretty much raised us. So, I do kind of know what it feels like to be in a two-parent household, but it was a lot. It was definitely strict too. Whereas my mom, she's strict, but she not like strict. And you gotta like really piss her off for her to snap and go crazy. So yeah, she wasn't strict. Like my house was the kick it house. My mom just, long as you wasn't
So it
doing nothing,
was.
long as you wasn't doing nothing, you was ain't had no business doing it. Then my mom, she just liked to look at everybody so she can see. Then she'll go about her business. So I mean, my mom was strict, but not
And
as
don't
strict.
tear up nothing.
Oh no, you tap something in my mama's house, you ain't never coming over there ever again. Please. Yes. My mom did not play that. House stayed clean and she didn't want nobody tearing up her stuff. Yeah. So yeah.
I feel like that's me in a way. Oh my gosh. I
No.
really do.
My mama didn't.
That's
But you know what's so crazy? It is because even though, and it's so crazy because like when you think about it, like even though my mom had 4 kids, my mom's house was spotless. There was not a whole bunch of toys, all that extra stuff. Like it was not there.
mm-mm,
Like my mom did not play that. She did not play at all. Like
mm-mm.
don't tell her stuff, and she just look and she go about her business. You don't see my mama tell everybody leave. So yeah.
So with that, then what would you say your family says about you? What's your family role?
Well, I don't know. Everybody just call. I get the tea, and then I'm nosy. So that's one thing. I am nosy, and even if I haven't heard from you in a while, I will call and be like, "Hey, what's up? What you doing?" And then that's when I'll get all the tea. So I'm definitely nosy. The person that everybody come to when they want to talk about something. So that's another reason why I know everybody business. And people say I'm bougie, but I don't really see it. And then too, I'm gonna backtrack on that because people say I'm bougie, but like growing up and then like having to share with 3 other siblings, like sometimes I don't feel like it's bougie. I just feel like growing up was hard, and I got tired of people telling me no. So anything I want, even if I can't get it right then and there, I'm gonna get it. So I wouldn't say it's bougie. I just work hard for everything that I want. Like I don't like getting told no. So I feel like that's where the bouginess comes from because I do like nice stuff, and if I want it, I'm gonna get it. But yeah, and then like I'm the person that people call when they want some money, but I don't be giving out money no more, so people don't be calling me. And I don't know, I just play that therapist, mediator type of person. I don't know. I'm everything in one, for real, for real. And then like I'm everybody's favorite too. Like no shade to anybody. I'm the favorite on both sides. I feel like on my dad's side and my mom's side. I'm like the
Yeah,
favorite
me too.
cousin, the favorite everything. Like even the favorite daughter. So I can honestly say I probably get more stuff out of both of my parents than all of my other siblings. Honestly. And a prime example is like my kids, they're gone. Like My other siblings don't get that. They might get a couple hours, but they not getting a month or something
Facts.
like that. Yeah, like they're not getting that. So yeah, and that's not nothing to brag about because I can admit that I do feel like my parents do a little bit more for me than they do the other siblings, but that's not nothing to brag about. I feel like we all should be treated equally, but I can't really speak for why my parents do that too. Why
I
they
feel
do
you.
that. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I understand that. You know what I just thought about? I don't know if you. This literally just popped in my head. I don't know if you remember what's her name? How she used to always like. Do you remember like she tried to call me Nunu, and then she was like, what she said that I grew up with a maid and I didn't know how to do anything, and I'm like, what the fuck made you think all of that shit?
Girl, I don't even know who that is. So she must have.
Yes,
Did she
you do. Yes, you do.
did she used to sit with us at lunch?
Girl, she used to do more than sit with us. You was around.
Is this who I think it is?
Yes, yes.
Where the fuck she get
And
that
like it
from?
was just, girl, I don't know. And it was just like, I just thought about it because we talking about like being raised in our background, and I'm just like, she thought I was just so uppity, and I'm like, first of all, if you knew my parents, baby, they ain't paying for no maid. They got kids. You clean up the fuck. And
Okay.
then my parents,
That's
they clean up. What you doing? Like they didn't even have that. So my dad ain't doing that for sure. No.
oh yeah, the
So
men they don't never want to clean up. That's
exactly.
to
So it was just like what even made you think that? And then the fact that she tried to broadcast outside of our circle calling me Nunu, and it was just like that's not even how I even projected my life to be. So it was just so weird. Like,
I never thought you were Nunu, and that does kill me too because it's just like I think that's one of the things that always bothered me too. Is just like, and it's not particularly to you. It's just like people from like those type of areas be wanting to be like so hood and so, which you never gave that, but it's just like if you really,
mm-mm.
if you really like the people in the hood don't even want to be in the hood, and like you just see all this like the good shit and like you'll come to the hood and you'll have a good time, but you don't really see what really goes on in the hood. You don't
Right.
understand like how like we can just say for instance like you don't know what to do when your people can't pay the light bill and you gotta figure out how to do this, or your people didn't pay the gas bill, so now you gotta figure out how to wash yourself up or clean your clothes and all of that stuff. Like
Mm-hmm.
you don't really understand what people go through in the hood. You just see all the good stuff, and then like we not like if you close to a person, then you'll know like what they going through as far as with their family and stuff. But everybody ain't just letting you in the hood on what's going on in the hood. Like that's just not
Right. And
something
then
that people do.
I'm just like, my family is from that part of town. So all my family lives over there. Literally, my grandma, my aunts, my cousins,
Right? They stayed
my
over
uncles.
east, and the east is
Li-
ghetto as hell.
Literally, everybody stayed over there. My mom grew up over there. My dad from Southside Chicago. Hard times. You know what I'm saying? Like my parents come from that. But I'm just like, we're just blessed that we didn't have to experience any of that. Like, my parents worked so hard to not even get us exposed to certain things. But it's just like, girl, my family's over there. Why wouldn't I go to my grandma's house down the street after school? My auntie
And
lived
you
3 doors
always used to
down
go
from
to your
me.
grandma's house down after
Girl,
school every day,
every time. Every time. And then it's
every
just
day.
like, did I tell you I live there? No, you know I live with my two parents and my brother. You know we don't live there.
I'm like, yeah, that's
But
where y'all
anyway,
was going
I
after school.
digress.
Yeah. No, I never thought
Yeah, and
that.
I was just like,
Yeah, I know.
yes,
I
and I
never
was just
thought
like,
that.
why would she say that? Like, okay, if it's like a little he in the group, okay, whatever, one, two times. But now you going on, and it's going outside the group. Now it's like you're doing too much. Like,
And I never felt
but
like you
anyways,
tried to
yes,
be
that.
hood either, like on some hood ghetto
Mm-mm, I don't
stuff.
think I
Like,
did.
no.
I was just always me,
Yeah.
just always me.
Yeah. People are just weird.
But yeah, so yeah, yeah. But yeah, so my role, I feel like I'm the one that keep everyone updated and on one page. I'm the one that, we all know the same things. If we all arriving on this day, like if we all showing up to the function, who gonna be there? Like we
Heavy
just
on who
all
gonna
on
be
one accord.
there is too.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I need to know who showed up, who being iffy. No, I'm just playing.
I know
No
I ain't
shade.
because I need to know who's gonna be there. Because
No shade.
if it's a person that's gonna be there, I ain't coming.
And then also like kind of the family doctor, like just know people come to me with their symptoms or they labs or tests they did that day or whatever. So we be talking about that. But they call me like the scholar one, the smart one, because I'm the one that was always in school, always learning something new. Um, they say I'm mindful of others. They say I got emotion. They say I'm spiritual. Um, somebody said, you can probably guess who said this one. Somebody said that I get irritated and frustrated when I'm not understood. That's true.
Hmm.
Um,
I've seen
let
that
me see.
firsthand.
And I'm one person that everyone looks forward to. Like, whenever I go back home, they're like, is Taylor coming? Or, if is Taylor gonna be there? Well, if Taylor go, then I'll go. So that kind of makes me feel good. They say I'm very nice, but if you take me there, like really take me there, then I can put you in your place.
Yeah, she definitely gets irritated, y'all. I was so glad that man didn't put us out that damn car because I'm like, bro, if we
Mm-mm.
get put out this car,
No, he finishing that ride. He finishing. No, sir. Mm-mm.
oh, I'm like, this she all up on this man.
Yes, because first of all, you went to the right lane to try to turn, and you see the road is blocked off. So you had to sit in there 25 minutes for no reason. Then I'm like, okay, he trying to turn around and go back towards all that traffic that we just came from downtown, down Broadway. No, that was gonna be an hour and a half ride home. I looked it up. No, sir. So then I'm like, let me find an alternate route. So I used to work over there. I used to live over there, and I was like, you can't go up a little bit and turn. Like it's always a way around something. It's always a way. So I'm thinking because I don't want to sit there all that time. And we had plans, but I just don't want to sit there. Like we wasn't moving. So then, boom, find the alternate route. Okay, more traffic. Hey, take this exit right here. We finna go around, and did, and that's what we did.
Yeah, I was not complaining. I was just happy I wasn't on my feet and I was in some AC. That's really it. And with that being said, what generational patterns have I noticed?
I noticed that with with us, I'll say like in my immediate household, we apologize and take accountability for anything we did wrong. And then even within my household and outside, with my outside immediate family, like when we're all feeling the type of way, everybody basically says what they need to say, feel how you feel, and then everybody just take like their little space. And then when everybody's cool, like calm down, like then we all just reconnect. Um, Another thing I noticed is like we all come together like for holidays and celebrations, birthdays, graduations, all of that. So just the support in general with the good times, even the hard times. Um, I just like how we all show up no matter who it is. Now this one I don't really know how to say it, but there's like more like separations than being together. It just seems like relationships don't really last in my
Are we talking about
family.
family relationships, like within the family, or are you talking about like dating relationships or marriage?
Dating and marriage within,
Oh, girl, yeah,
like, yeah.
same.
So there's that. Um, and then also having kids before 30. A lot of my family did that. Now, me, I don't have kids yet. I'm 31. My older brother, he had his first child, I think 32, 33, after he was settled, after, he got his stuff together. Um, but I think that's also where like I get the question of like, well, you next, or like when you gonna have yours? Because my family, they had their kids young, like 17, 18, 21, 25, stuff like that. Even 20, 28. My mom had me at 27 and she was married then. So it was just like, just because y'all had kids that young don't mean I had to or wanted to. So yeah.
The generational patterns that I've noticed is that um, you have to be strong minded and independent. Um, I feel like you learn a lot of survival skills with my family. Um, like I don't know, it just hits different. Um, and then also I noticed too that we tend to have our kids really young, and we don't really pick the best people to have kids with. No shade, including me. Like, this ain't to throw nobody under the bus or whatever, but I don't really. Now it is a couple of men in our family that are really good, father figures, good uncles, and stuff like that. But I feel like the women. I wouldn't even say the men, because it's like the men, they might have not been shit, but they took care of their kids. Like, that's one thing that we couldn't say about them. Like, we'll say you ain't shit, you need to stop cheating and doing all this other stuff or whatever you be doing or running the streets. But for the most part, especially on my mom's side, I can honestly say that the men took care of their kids. Whoever they got pregnant, they did what they had to do. Um, and then my uncle too, that stays down here. He's a good dad, good uncle, good everything. So if I call him and need something, he gonna do it for me. He don't care.
I
And
know
I'm
that's
his
right.
favorite. So I'm his favorite. So yeah.
Period. Clock that in. Saying yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just feel like that survival mode, and then like we really didn't pick the best men. And then like I noticed, except for me and like my aunt, I noticed that we be having a lot of kids. Like, people don't know when to stop having kids. Like,
Yeah.
4 to 7 kids, that's a lot of kids. When you gonna stop? I feel like four is a lot. Other people don't, but I really feel like that's just too much. I feel like two is okay. One is great. Two is okay. Three is okay. You pushing it, and four is just like immediate no. That's too many. But yeah, that's what I've noticed. Survival skills, and we'll get some money. We know how to get some money. We gonna find a way to get that money by tomorrow. I'll give us that on both sides,
That
especially
part.
on my dad's side. One thing I can say about my dad's side of the family, they gonna find a way to get some money. Like, even my dad gonna find a way to get some money. My uncle down here, he gonna find a way to make some money. Like, they know how to hustle. And I'm not talking about like illegally or nothing like that. I'm talking about legally. Like, they know how to they gonna get some money. So I
Yeah.
noticed that too.
That's
Like,
how the men are in my family too. Especially my younger brother.
Yeah,
Hustler. I give it to him for real,
yeah. They gonna get some them woods. They gonna get some money by any means. They gonna get it.
as they should.
Yeah.
Okay, so we both moved away from our families. Was that more for peace rather than creating distance?
Um, I feel like mine was creating peace, and it wasn't mainly for my family, but I do feel like that kind of helped me because I wasn't in the middle of the madness. And then, like, when it came to my family, and then they weren't in the middle of my drama with my son's dad. I mainly left because of that. I got tired of like the constant arguing, the constant trying to give people multiple chances, just all of that stuff. I kind of reached my breaking point and I didn't want that person knowing where I live. Got tired of him showing up in my ring camera, got tired of every time I turn around, somebody telling me that I'm on this street or I'm over here, and all of this, I just got tired of it. So I just mainly wanted to start my life over without having to worry about that. So
Mm,
that's really for real, why I left. I got tired of it, and I always knew I was going to leave anyway because I moved back after COVID because COVID kind of just messed up a lot of stuff for me. So I end up moving back anyway, but I was leaving regardless. So I knew that relationship was going to be over anyway because I knew he wasn't going to leave like his family because his family is in the area. But I was going to leave and it was going to either be Chicago or Atlanta. And it was supposed to be Atlanta, but somebody in our family ended up passing away that was very close to us and we didn't that was a out of nowhere death. um so that kind of changed the Atlanta thing, but I was gonna leave regardless, so we would have been over with anyway. But yeah, it was more of me
okay.
starting fresh.
Yeah, facts. Same for me. It was when I moved, it was neither for peace or creating distance. I moved because I was just ready for something new. And I was also like kind of fresh, not too fresh, but I was still fresh out of a like long-term relationship. So, I'm newly single. I'm ready for what's new in my life. And I wasn't running away from anything or avoiding anything. My life was peaceful. I was doing good. Um, but when I did move away, it was hard because the distance was hard. I knew that I wanted to move away. I always said that since I was young that I wanted to move down south, and it happened. So I always wanted to move, but because I wanted to venture out, I wanted to explore opportunities, and I just wanted a new scenery. Um, I wasn't used to being away from my family, especially long distance. Like I've always been around my family physically. They've always been there. And basically like beginning a new chapter and navigating everything, I just kind of felt like alone at first. It was a big adjustment for me. Just knowing that my family wasn't there physically, like knowing like, all right, it's really just you, Taylor. Like you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be on your p's and q's more than what you was already doing. But I just knew like I needed a plan and stick to it. So the only thing that I could think of for me was, okay, I need to go. I need to go to school. Because I knew like I wanted to continue elevating and just being in a new state, new city. I was like, okay, well, I just need to go to school. So when I moved, I didn't have no job. I only had, I think, like 2 months rent. I think, and then that's it. Like I just knew like I was a student, so it was like, all right. So luckily, when I came, I just thank God that He spoke to somebody At my first job, when I had my interview, she told me, she said the Lord came to her in a dream and told her that she needed to hire me because I need a job. And I'm so glad she listened and was just obedient. But yeah, I moved just because I was just ready for something new. Honestly, I was just at that age where I'm like, all right, I'm ready to move out the house. But I knew I didn't want to stay where I was, so I made a plan, stuck to it, and we here today.
Thank you.
Okay.
And with that being said, do families expose children to adult hardships too early?
They definitely do. Some can be intentional, some are not intentional. I think because sometimes when you try so hard not to do something, then it actually ends up happening. So I think it can be one of those. But also, I think some people actually know what they are doing. Um, it's often based on a repeated cycle. It can be like jealousy or just being mean. People can be jealous of their kids and they want them to go through the same stuff they went through, nothing better, things like that. Just or they can just be mean hearted. Some examples I thought of is like some people I know got kicked out at the house at 18. Thank God my parents did not do that. Some people I know, their parents, like when they were first starting to work, their parents would take like some money out their checks to like pay bills and help survive or stay up. So just a few examples like that, and it's just sad because a kid should be a kid as long as possible. There's nothing wrong with teaching them and guiding them, adult things and being responsible with certain things, but they should still be a kid as long as possible. And you just never know what someone's going through because everybody comes from like different backgrounds and just face different hardships and challenges at different ages, at certain ages. And yeah, a lot, everybody don't go through the same thing. So,
I do think that parents put the financial burden on kids too early. And I feel like part of the reason is they are lazy, no shade, and then they don't, I feel like they just don't want to be parents. So,
mm, they're not
like,
ready to hear that one.
they don't want to be parents anymore. So, like, and I feel like they place that on the older sibling. Like, I can understand, like, if your kid gets a job and you're like, hey, you can, since you got a job, you can pay your phone bill. I feel like that's reasonable. Or, like you said earlier, like, you know, buy snacks or something. Because, once you become a teenager, like, kids be eating up stuff. It be gone, like, within a day. So, like, buying snacks and stuff that you like and that you want, I can understand that, and paying your telephone bill. But like rent and gas and all that, like I never agree with that, and I don't think that's okay. Now, if you're like a grown, like I want to say maybe anywhere between 25 and 27, and you're living with your parents, I feel like, yeah, you need to be helping or at least trying to help. Like just being there just to be there, you just there. You're just eating, sleeping, using up all the electricity. Like you need to be paying a bill, working a job, going to school, like something. But I just feel that's how I feel. I feel like they do that because they don't want to be parents or they're just lazy. They don't want to go out and look for a job or look for a second or third job to,
Mm-hmm.
like, the more kids you have, the harder it is. So I just feel like they don't want to do that. So they find ways to pin it on. And then they always do that to the kids, but never to the dads, the
Mm,
people that had them.
mm. They ain't
Because
ready for that one either.
why wouldn't you put him on child support as opposed to making your child, who probably is a teenager, who's probably not getting that many hours, barely even getting a check, spend their money when you can have the dad do it, or that dude that you lay up with every night do it, who's just there.
Exactly.
But yeah, and I feel like they think that's helping, but I don't think so. I think that just makes a child resent you and feel some type of way about you. That's not helping your kid, and you're not even setting them up for success. You're just basically just draining them.
Yeah.
Like they're already going to experience that once they get older, when you're working so hard and then every time you get a check you got to pay bills. Like they're already going to experience that once they go out on their own. I just feel like let them have fun and spend their money how they want to spend it, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
they're just kids, so
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So why do you think families often protect secrets rather than protecting the ones that got hurt?
I feel like it's for reputation and favoritism, and it's just it can also be a cycle. Like sometimes, like as far as certain people in the family doing certain things to certain kids, and then like kids end up getting pregnant by a relative, that normally happens generation to generation. So that's like a norm for them, even though that's not normal. And I also feel like they don't want everybody to know what's going on in their household.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, once somebody finds out, it'll probably be like, oh, I knew something was off about him. I knew something was going on with this person because they always looked scared or afraid or whatever the case may be. Like, I don't know. I never really understood that. Like, protecting the people that hurt other people. I never understood it. So it's just the cycle really never stops until the person says it's enough, or that person who is hurt exposed them on social media. That's when everything hit the fan, when it could have just been solved within the family too. Like a lot of stuff could have been solved if a person would have just told somebody or called the police, like did what they were supposed to do once they found out.
Mm-hmm.
It normally always happen on social media when the person who is hurt starts exposing everybody. I see that a lot too.
Yeah. And often because they think, social media the only people that's going to,
Listen,
yeah,
yeah, and
or
nobody else is going to listen to them, or they don't have anybody else to talk to.
facts.
Yeah.
I totally agree with everything you said. Favoritism, fear of retaliations, patterns, um, their reputations. Just, I think all that is just selfishness too, and just being very inconsiderate of the person that actually got hurt. And it's just sad, and stuff like that can definitely change a person in more ways than one. Like it affects so much on everybody around, but especially the people who are involved. Um, so yeah, I agree. People often just try to keep their image and hide who they are and their truths.
Yeah, and I just want to say something too because it just popped up in my head. Because it's this, I'm not going to say any names or anything, but it's this one person, they're like a dancer or whatever. And she was just like, I don't care why people call me like a hoe or a slut because I'm a stripper. Because when I was fully clothed in clothing, the men in my family used to just come and touch me and do what they do to me, and my mom never did nothing. And I just thought that was so sad.
Sad.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Oh, and that's another reason some people keep secrets just to keep a man.
mm,
That's yep. What you just said. Yup. Period. No, not period, but you know what I mean.
yeah, we just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah. That just yeah.
Yeah, that is so true. Good child versus bad child. Is somebody always being overlooked?
I'm not fully sure. Maybe in some families, yeah, because I can see some people saying, "Oh, this child is good. They don't be in no mess. They don't do too much. So we ain't got to, worry about them. Just know that they still here around type shit." And then the other families probably, I don't know if it's just behavior or sometimes other families have like a lot of kids. So it's like only the rowdy kids or the misbehaved kids get attention because they just want to keep a close watch on them. No trouble and no unnecessary extra activities or whatever, things like that. But on some households, I think all the kids get focused on. And I'm gonna speak on me. In our household, it wasn't necessarily good child versus bad child. It was raising a boy versus raising a girl. So me being the girl, I feel like there's a lot of things that I got watched closer with, especially when it came to like boys and curfew, locations, clothes, like, you know, make sure I'm staying my age, stuff like that, as opposed to like my brother, it wasn't curfew wasn't that heavy, or like making sure he stays out of fights and making sure he know how to handle his aggression. Like it's just different focus points. But yeah, it was more so raising a boy versus raising a girl, because we both had our moments of like being not even being bad, but we had our bad moments, but we was regular kids.
Girl, and I can agree with like being stricter when it comes to curfew and stuff because I know when my brother and them used to go outside, my mama never questioned them, never blew up their phone, got all crazy. Girl, stay blowing up my phone, steady calling me, talking about where you at, what you doing, you better be here at a certain time. And girl, remember when she came and knocked on your car door?
Yes, I didn't even put the car in park. Yes.
I
Like
didn't even see her.
my dad would be waiting at the door. I
Yeah, because
remember,
she was like, and your parents is waiting on you or something like that. Whatever my mama said.
girl, I called them. Oh, my dad was so pissed. I got cussed out. Don't you better be wait. Don't pretend you sleep or nothing. Don't touch nothing. You better be standing there ready. I was like, oh my god, I'm in trouble.
Bro, I didn't even see her walk up to the car. I'm
But there
like,
would be
bro.
there would be times where I ain't gonna say everything because there's some stuff I'm taking to the grave. I say I'm gonna say, but I'm gonna just speak on me. There will be times when I'm at a party, I'm legit jammed in, like boxed in, can't move. I'm sending pictures, videos. No, I don't believe you. You need to be home. What? Are you serious? Like, girl, yes. It was a couple times I broke curfew on purpose, but I, came up with a little quick thing to say. But
Yeah.
they still on my phone. Where are you at? How far are you? No, call me. I was like, oh, ooh.
Yeah, yes, I can agree with that for sure. Um, and as far as I can't really. I feel like the good child gets kind of overlooked because nobody really has to worry about them. They pretty much do what they're supposed to do in the house, outside of the house, at school. So nobody really checks on them. So they kind of internalize hiding how they feel. They don't really have room for being depressed or anxious. And usually the good child or the older child, whichever one, they're the ones that end up having the most trauma, and also people don't know about it because nobody ever checks up on them. And I can honestly say, like, I feel like growing up until I got probably into middle school, me and my little brother, we always it's like we used to tag team my mom. Like, I'll do something, she'll handle me, then here come my little brother. She'll handle him, then here I come. It was just like a back and forth thing, and I really don't know why we was doing that to that lady. And it's so crazy because out of all my siblings, like me and my little brother is like closer. Like I talk to him a little bit more than everybody else. And a lot of people probably think that me and Duke talk a lot, but we talk, but not. I don't talk as much as I talk to him as I would do as opposed to my little brother. And I think that's part of the reason, because like he used to get on my nerves, and we always used to tag team our mom, and it wasn't even like on purpose. We just being kids, but um, yeah, I just feel like they just get overlooked because they never complain. They always do what they're supposed to do, and they parents just don't think to check on them. And then too, I feel like the most, like you said before, like the more kids you have, it's harder to focus on the other children. And that's one thing that I never liked either. And that's another reason why I stick to my two kids, because I can, focus on them
Hmm.
evenly. Like, because my youngest, especially, he be thinking he's so slick, like, oh, she don't remember. No, I just don't feel like getting to you right now because I'm focusing on your other brother. But I have not forgot. And then I'm so petty, I'll just be on a random day, be like, yeah, you thought I forgot? Well, guess what? You got to write this letter, or you got to do this 5 times. Because I didn't forget. I just didn't feel like dealing with you.
Right.
So, yeah. But
That's
he
funny.
swear he's so slick.
Try again.
Yeah.
So, how can we teach children that it is okay to be vulnerable and that being vulnerable is not weak? Where does that mindset stem from?
Family. And then like dads, they always tell their boys, stop crying like a little girl, stop all that crying and all of that. I just feel like we need to let them understand that it's okay to say how you feel and that nobody can read your mind. And I also too feel like a lot of the times too, like kids, they'll see their friends like, you know, having tantrums and doing all that, and then they end up getting what they want from their parent, or their parents end up babying them. And like, I don't like that. You're not finna just cry. You can use your words if you're old enough, granted. Um, Use your words. Let me know what's wrong. Let me know, hey, you didn't like something, it wasn't okay, you felt some type of way. Like, use your words. I always tell my kids to use their words, because all that crying stuff, that kind of irritates me, because they're old enough to express themselves. Like, if you're old enough to talk out the side of your neck and tell me what you don't want and what you don't like, you should be able to express how you feel. And I just think that mindset comes from seeing other kids get away with that, or seeing other teenagers, or whatever the case may be, get away with that with their parents. And also because parents make kids feel like that's weak to be crying and doing all that, you know, stuff.
Yeah,
Like, you have to be hard all the time. And that's not the case. You don't got to be hard all the time.
right.
So, and I
Yeah,
think that's why a lot of men are so like standoffish. And they don't want to tell nobody how they feel, because that's how they were raised. No emotion. Don't let nobody see you cry. Don't let nobody see you sweat. Do all that in private.
yeah. You made some valid points. Cause I agree. I think that just teaching a kid that being vulnerable is okay. You're just being bold and truthful, and that we can probably help them understand that by just listening more and letting them know that their feelings are considered, their feelings matter, and that their emotions are valid. It's how you feel, that's your reaction. Letting them know that opening up is okay, letting them know to, well, I guess say it like in a way that they understand, but letting them know that when you do open up, it can help you relax and just feel better, physically, emotionally, mentally. Um, and that is it's just not weakness. And I think, like you said, that all comes from society, comes from culture, past generations, like so the generational patterns, and even like history. Like even back then, men had to be strong and not be weak. You know, especially back in the slave times and stuff like that. So I think that with men, like you said, it came from society that they often say men should show no emotion and keep it hard, keep it G. And then how society shapes women to be nurturers and lovers. So the emotion of being vulnerable is like already subsumed in nurturing and being a lover. So it's like women, it's like kind of natural. So it just happens. And then men, it's just like, don't do it.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. Alrighty, y'all. We are going to do our mental check-in. So, Tay, how are you feeling to so far this week? It's only Tuesday.
I feel good. We went to the concert. I was geeked. I was excited. Had a good weekend. I start my job tomorrow. My second job tomorrow.
Dang, period. That's why you wanted me to do this early.
Girl,
Mm-hmm.
yes, I gotta wash my clothes. I got to get ready. I went to the grocery store because I know I'm not gonna be home the rest of the week for real. So yes,
Period.
yes. I feel good. How you feeling?
Girl, I feel good except for my foot. Definitely had a time. I wish I could go back. Like I don't even wanna be here. I don't wanna work, I don't wanna do nothing. I just wanna sit, chill, and go to concerts. But no, I had fun. It was
It was a
really
vibe
fun. It
for
was a
real.
vibe. It was definitely worth going. Definitely we will be doing that. That needs to just be on our little thing. We don't have to do it every summer,
But
but
we need to, yeah, for real.
yeah, like maybe every other summer. Hell, every summer if we feel up to it. But that definitely needs to be on the thing. And I'm glad I came. Like I finally came because I should have been came. But
You made it,
yeah, that's all that matters. So, what you been listening to?
girl. Nothing stuff from the concert.
Me, girl.
Stuff
I've been
from
playing Usher back to back. Like I feel like Chris Brown did a really good job, but I was feeling Usher that night.
Yeah, I really liked how they had like a trailer for every segment. I thought that was so cool.
Yeah,
Like they
they
really put it together.
they're good together. They did a
Yeah,
good job. I'm mad
yeah.
though that Eric only did one song. I was
Girl, I
waiting
don't
for a
even want to
couple of
hear it.
songs.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that
That
kind of pissed me off because I was so happy he was gonna be on there.
that one
Meanwhile,
song, girl.
Mario did all his hits. They were short, but he did them all.
Yeah,
And
I
Tank, he looked
really
it
wanted.
good.
I really wanted him to sing "Braid My Hair." I really did.
Oh well, he sung everything that I wanted him to sing.
And Tank, what he do? One or two songs?
He did two songs, but I wasn't even listening to them. I was looking at him. I said, damn.
All of them was looking good.
Yeah, I was like, damn, he fit. He came ready. Yeah, but yep, I've been listening to Usher. That's all I've been listening to.
Yes, concert music for sure.
Yeah, so yeah, but no, I had a good time. I'm glad I came. I will be coming back. So, yep. But other than that, y'all, that is it for this episode. If you like this episode, please thumbs it up, leave a comment, whatever you want to do, or share it with one of your friends or close family members. And we will see you on the next episode.
Bye.